Okay, here we go. Here's another. It's Pete. Here I am with another new box. This is Donruss 1990. And I got these because I realized I'd never actually opened a packet of them. And I always liked these cards because I kind of understood the design of them. Nice Ryan Sandberg, Carlton Fisk on the cover on the front here. Yeah, is it Yaz? Yaz puzzle included. But I had a bunch of these cards because you could get like a packet of random cards from the past 10 years of just, well, I guess you could get a few good ones. There's Lee Smiths and Roger Clemenses that I got out of them. But a lot of ugly old cards and a bunch of these, whole bunch of these. And I didn't start collecting until the 92 packs. Hey, these are nice. Let's get into a couple of packs, see what we can find. But the design, I could make sense of what the design was. A lot of them were like school picture laser shows on the borders, and these are, I don't know, it's like an orangey red. Alien blood splatter. I liked red. Could understand the design of it compared to some of the more hideous ones, and like always looked like a notebook. Top Claudel Washington. The back, you have a few of the years, but not all. Come on, guys, just give a little bit more. But they do have some highlights. No picture on the back yet. Another year or two. Pete Incaviglia. Okay, I'm fascinated by him as another Pete. His career high in home runs, 30 in 1986. That was his rookie year. He went from college to the majors. Didn't play in the minors until much later in his career. He was like 30 when he first played in the minors. The year before, 1985, he was at Oklahoma State, hit 48 home runs, still the college record in 75 games, had like 140 RBI or something crazy, and batted over 500. But that's the most home runs he ever hit at a high level. 30 career best rookie year. Went to Japan in 94, 95. Batted under 200, like 10 home runs in 70 games. Did just terrible. Came back, did better than he did in Japan. Spent his last 3 professional years in the minors. Usually players will play their first 3 years in the minors. Never played in the minors until much later in his career. All right. Todd Zeal, rookie card. Andres Galarraga. I love him. My first game was an Expos game. I was always fascinated by the Rockies when they came up. My brother lives in Colorado. Tony Phillips. Excellent infielder. Kevin Seltzer. Another Tim Belcher. Got a Tim Belcher the last pack I opened. And I think I got a Jesse Barfield the last pack I opened. Here we go. Hall of Famer. Wade Boggs. And we're getting another wrong side of a trade guy. Doyle Alexander. Which if you do Immaculate Grid, if you ever get Tigers and Braves, don't do Doyle Alexander because everyone does Doyle Alexander. Because that John Smoltz trade is so infamous. Chris Bosio. Jeff Ballard. Mike Witt. Mike quit. Mike quit. Might not. Hey, Jim Abbott. Always respect Pete. Another Pete. Couple of Petes in this deck. Pete O'Brien. Not to be confused with Peter O'Brien, who came along a few years later. Decent Hall of Famer. Couple of legends. tried to explain how Jim Abbott could field the ball with one hand to my son, and it just totally blew his mind. Oh boy, I'm falling apart here, just in shambles. So far, so good. These have nice action shots. A lot of the 80s, they got lazy. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is beautiful. That looks like that could be any decade, the way he's dressed. Cal Ripken, the MVP of 91 next year. One of the you can make a really good argument for him being the best shortstop ever. It's probably A-Rod also. And then another argument for being up there, Alan Trammell. Ugh, never say his name right. Alan Trammell. 343 and 87. Just crazy here. Mike Marshall. Steve Sachs. Joel Skinner. Hey, another good shortstop. Oh my God, this is just a great pack. Just seeing what's coming up next. Walt Weiss. Walt Weiss went from coaching, being the head coach of a high school team, to managing the Rockies the next year. Bo Jackson Horseman. Very gently. Gene Petrelli. Robin Ventura, also looking like he could be from any decade if it wasn't for the design on the uniform, which I always like that White Sox uniform. They didn't do that C on the helmet, that script, for very long, like the number on the pants. Rated rookie. Steve Buscemi. I don't think he's having a good game. Look at that look at his face. Not feeling so good. Spike Owen. Carney Lansford. He really held it down for those A's. These A's teams, 89, 90, 88, 89, 90, were just ridiculous. Brett Saberhagen, whose career was bonkers, and he just gets forgotten. And listening to the Ricky Henderson audiobook, and there was a nice chunk with Dave Stewart talking about how every time he pitched, he'd face an ace. He just kept listing the guys he matched up against. Brett Saberhagen was on that list. It's just amazing how many great pitchers there were in those late 80s. Brooke Jacoby had promise, never panned out. Another Hall of Famer. Just, okay, I'm glad I got these Donruss cards. This is just ridiculous. And Dave LaPointe. So, all right, we're gonna have to rehash what we got here, because I felt like the last couple packs I did not too spectacular. But oh no! Shambles. Eddie Murray, Saberhagen, Bo Jackson, Alan Trammell, Cal Ripken, Jim Abbott, Wade Boggs, Andres Galarraga. Pretty nice. Have a nice one. Have a nice sleepy sleep. Bye-bye.